The chopper's blades cut through the thick, humid air, their echo swallowed by the endless green stretching beneath us. The Amazon rainforest, a world within a world, alive, ancient and untamed. From above, it looked like a sea of emerald waves, but beneath that canopy, secrets older than humanity itself waited in silence. Our expedition wasn't just another wildlife documentary. We were chasing a story whispered by locals, rumors of a creature, massive and elusive, that had never been captured on film. A living shadow said to rule a remote part of the forest where even tribes dared not tread. When the helicopter landed on a small clearing carved by the river's curve, the air hit us like a wall, hot, damp and heavy with the scent of earth and decay. Around us, the jungle breathed. The hum of insects was deafening, punctuated by distant roars and cries, sounds that told you immediately, you are not welcome here. Our team of 6, biologists, camera operators and survival experts, moved carefully, every step sinking into the spongy ground. We were deep in one of the last unmapped zones on the Peruvian border. Satellite imagery showed only dense canopy and shadows. But local stories told of something else, a region where animals vanished and the forest grew unnaturally quiet. By evening, we set up camp beside the river. The sky turned from gold to a bruised violet, and the jungle began to sing its nocturnal song. Frogs croaked, wings fluttered, and unseen things rustled just beyond the firelight. I sat with our guide, Mateo, a man whose family had lived near the Amazon all their lives. His voice was low as he stared into the flames. They call it El Silencio, the place where even the howlers go silent. I asked what he meant. He didn't answer. He only looked at the tree line, eyes narrowing. If the forest stops speaking, something else is listening. The night deepened. Our cameras rolled, recording every flicker of shadow, every sound that cracked the darkness. But what we didn't know, what none of us could have imagined, was that the forest was already watching us. A pair of yellow eyes, hidden in the blackness beyond our lights, blinked once, then vanished. Tomorrow we would go deeper, past the point where maps ended and fear began. By dawn, a mist hung low over the forest floor, curling like smoke around roots and fallen logs. The air smelled of moss and rain, thick with that sweet, rotting perfume of life and death intertwined. We packed our gear in silence. Even the birds were quieter here. It felt different, as if we had crossed an invisible threshold overnight. Mateo led the way, his machete slicing through vines that dangled like green serpents. Our footsteps, well, they just sank into mud that oozed beneath our boots. The canopy above let through almost no light, and everything glowed with this deep, otherworldly green. Every sound was amplified. The snap of a twig, the flap of a distant wing, the hiss of unseen insects. By midday, we reached a place that wasn't on any of our GPS maps. A clearing ringed with colossal trees, their roots knotted together like the veins of the earth itself. In the center, half buried beneath the soil, was something strange. A structure. It looked natural at first, a mound maybe. But as we brushed away the dirt, we saw smooth surfaces beneath stone, etched with markings, symbols, old, geometric, unfamiliar. None of us spoke, but we all felt it. This wasn't supposed to be here. We began filming immediately, documenting every detail. The carving seemed to tell a story. Jaguars, serpents, and something else. A figure with eyes like suns and a body made of scales and branches. When I asked Mateo if he recognized it, he went pale. That's not a god, that's a warning. We decided to camp near the site. That night, the rain came hard, pounding against our tents like fists. Lightning flashed, illuminating the jungle in violent bursts of white. In one of those flashes, I saw something move, tall, silent, slipping between the trees. Then came the sounds. At first, it was a low hum, distant, rhythmic. Then it grew, a deep, throaty call, unlike any animal we had recorded before. The microphones caught it clearly. Our tech, Daniel, played it back in the tent. It wasn't just a call, it was repeating, like speech. We froze. Outside, something heavy brushed against the tent. The fire hissed out. For a full minute, we heard only breathing, slow, steady, massive. Then silence. When morning came, the rain had stopped. The jungle glistened in the sun, but all our food packs were gone, torn open, dragged away into the trees. And on the ground, half buried in the mud, we found a single footprint. It was almost human. Almost. And it was 3 times larger than mine. We stared at that print in the mud, wide, deep, and unmistakably deliberate, the kind of mark only something intelligent could leave. Daniel knelt beside it, his voice trembling. This isn't a cat, or a man. What the hell walks like this? Matteo didn't answer. He simply made the sign of the cross and whispered something under his breath. A prayer, maybe. We leave now. But we didn't, because curiosity, that dangerous spark, burns brighter than fear. We decided to follow the tracks. The footprint led us deeper, past twisted trees and roots shaped like claws. The jungle was darker here, quieter than ever. Even the insects had vanished. It felt like walking inside a heartbeat, the forest pulsing around us, heavy with something unseen. After an hour, we found the first carcass, a capybara, ripped apart but untouched by scavengers. Its eyes were missing, its ribs cracked cleanly, like something had examined it. This isn't feeding, this is studying. We pressed on, though every instinct screamed to turn back. Then came the second sound, a deep, guttural rumble that rolled through the trees like thunder, not far, maybe 50 meters away. The cameras rolled. We scanned the shadows, and then we saw it. For just a second, between the trees, something moved. Massive, fluid, not a jaguar, not a snake. Its skin seemed to shift colors with the light, dark green, brown, then almost invisible, like the forest itself was wearing armor. Camouflage. But it wasn't the way animals hide. This was intentional. It knew we were watching. Suddenly a branch cracked behind us. Matteo shouted. We turned and found nothing, only the swaying leaves. Back to camp. The sound came again, closer this time, circling us. But it was already too late. The forest erupted in chaos. Something slammed into the trees beside us, shaking the ground. The camera fell. The last thing it recorded before hitting the mud was a glimpse of something towering, a shape with claws that glistened wet under the dim light. We ran. Branches whipped our faces. That roar, chased us through the darkness, low and resonant, like the earth itself was growling. When we finally burst back into camp, tents were shredded, equipment scattered, and our generator, a 60-kilo metal unit, was gone, vanished. All that remained were drag marks leading into the jungle. Matteo stared at them, shaking his head. It's not killing for food, it's protecting something. That night, no one slept. Every whisper of wind felt like breath on our necks, and somewhere in the darkness we knew we weren't the hunters anymore. We were the prey.